I was roofied by two very nice and fun guys in 1982. This is the story. My college roommate and I were celebrating our birthdays. We both have the same first name and we had the same birthday. Who knew? Anyway, we were living in Denton, Texas. We were going to UNT and lived in the dorms, or at least I did. And we went out for our birthday in Dallas. Now, there was a Bennigan's at the corner of one I-35 and Walnut Hill Road. And at the time, this particular Bennigan's was really more of a singles place. It had a great bar, a lot of fun, a lot of people that were our age, and we were enjoying going to that. We did it before a few times. But anyway, this was our birthday, and so we were celebrating. I don't remember what she had to drink, but my drink was a white wine spritzer. Don't sue me. It was the 80s. Everybody drank white wine spritzers. So anyway, we were having our cocktail, and these two very nice, very good looking, very funny guys came and joined us. And so we were sitting and chatting and laughing and having a good time. Flirting was happening, all of us with each other. We were having a great time. And they said, "Hey, we're going to go get y'all a drink. How about a kamikaze?" I had no idea what a kamikaze was, but I said, "Sure, let's do it." And so happy birthday. And they came back with the kamikazes and we drank them. So I was the life of the party. I was laughing. I was having a good time, kept talking. And all of a sudden, I started feeling really drunk. Now, one white wine spritzer and one kamikaze within the span of 2 hours, is about 2 hours there, would not make somebody really drunk. But it did me, and I was a little confused by that. And then suddenly I started feeling like super drunk, like I could barely walk, and even sick. And I mean, I was life of the party one second, the next second I was like, "Oh my God, I gotta go to the bathroom." So I went to the bathroom. Apparently, I passed out standing up in one of the stalls because a little bit later, my roommate came in and she was going, "Hey, are you okay?" And I said, I don't feel so good." And she said, "You've been in here 25 minutes." And I said, "No, I haven't. I just got here." And she goes, "No, you've been in here 25 minutes." So apparently I passed out standing up, leaning against the wall in the ladies' room, facing the toilet. So anyway, she said, "Maybe it's time for us to go home." And I was like, "Oh, I mean, I don't remember much about that time frame, but I remember just being kind of really confused and babbling incoherently and not able to walk a straight line, really not knowing what was going on. So thankfully she drove that day and we both got in her car and went back to UNT to the dorm. And I do remember it was a dorm with bathrooms down the hall. They weren't en suite. And so I remember going in the bathroom and just being horribly sick. I vomited, I don't know how many times. I barely remember that time. But I do remember just taking off my pants, my jeans, and walking to my dorm room, wearing my underwear. And I do remember that a bunch of guys, because it was a girls' guys dorm, howling with laughter that I was doing that in my underwear. But it made sense to me at the time. So I got back to my room and I was sick several more times throughout the night. The next day, I had a job. My job was being a checker at Winn-Dixie, and I was usually pretty good about showing up on time. I never didn't show up. But in this particular case, I called in sick pretty early on, before my shift started, but it was an early shift, and the manager was just absolutely furious with me because he just thought I was another irresponsible college student just calling in sick. I wasn't being irresponsible. I was truly, truly sick. And as I figured out many years later, it took me years to figure this out. I didn't do it to myself, it was done to me. So it took 3 days to recover fully. I had a headache. I'm used to having headaches, but this was one like I have never had before and have thankfully never had since. I had to wonder, I kept wondering what was in a kamikaze. Surely it was what it was like straight Everclear. I mean, what was it that made me so sick? And like I said, I wondered about it for a while because I knew my experience was pretty extreme. And it wasn't until just a couple of years ago I looked up a kamikaze, and basically a kamikaze is a margarita with vodka instead of tequila, and that's it. It's nothing big. And that's when the shoe dropped. And I finally went, oh my God, I was drugged that night. I had to have been because those two drinks, it took me 2 hours to consume them. It wasn't like I was shooting it. Who could shoot a white wine spritzer anyway? In 2 hours, and to be that sick for that long, it just didn't make any sense. But I got stuck on the didn't make any sense, and my own brain just didn't really allow me to understand that, oh my God, girl, you've been roofied. Now, my roommate didn't leave me there, thank goodness. I don't remember what the guys did after that. She was not sick, so I don't know if she wasn't roofied or she didn't drink or drink. I don't remember, and I haven't asked her. We still know each other. I haven't asked her. But this clearly came to me just a couple of years ago, and clearly, gray hair, you can see it's been a while since that happened in college. The reason I tell you this story is because I am once again teaching dating safely and scam free. This is the project that I'm doing for this quarter. And there are a lot of women these days who are afraid to date. They see the Dominic Pellico story in France, the man who drugged his wife and allowed 70 men to rape her while she was unconscious over years. That's a horrifying story. And then to find out there's a website, and I'm not going to name it because I don't want to, but the website was giving lessons on how to do that and selling vials of drugs that you could drug your wife with. Apparently, this was about spouses. They were doing live streams and horrible things like that. That was awful. And then Telegram had its own set of members that I think was in the thousands. Don't get hung up on the numbers of how many people. I know it was said 62 million people had viewed online, and immediately a bunch of people wanted to argue with the number as if that is the point. It's not the point. Even if it was only 6 million or 600,000, that's way too many. That's too many to learn how to be doing this to assault and rape women. There's too many. We're not going to do that. So anyway, I have been teaching dating safely and scam free for a couple of years now, and it's one of the more popular free classes that I teach. I have updated it. There's new scam information and how to avoid that because AI is making that a little trickier to spot. And I've updated it with personal safety. Once upon a time, I would have thought that calling a friend before you go on a date with a stranger is just ridiculous. That's too much. Why would you do something like that? Now I know why, and I think it's a good idea because, like I said, the roommate saved me from being assaulted. I was not assaulted in any way other than having been sick for 3 days, damn sick, and I would never be able to recognize these guys this much later. But if for some reason I knew it was them and I recognized them, I would have no problem hitting them over the head with a hammer or something. I mean, I would have no problem with that for what they caused me. And they didn't rape me. it was just the sickness that makes me feel that way. That in itself was an assault. I wish I would have reported it, but like I said, it took me many, many years to figure out that that's what happened to me. So, all of that being said, I still believe in love. You can see the sign. I still believe in love. I still know that there are very good men out there who are looking for good women. The trick is weeding out the bad ones, taking the cautions and precautions that you need to in order to keep yourself safe. Most of them are pretty easy and just just easy to figure out and easy to do. When I taught this a couple of weeks ago, a couple of both everybody at one time or another said, "Oh my God, I never thought of that." So they learned something. So I'm inviting you again to come to Dating Safely and Scam Free, and I will show you the places where it's worth the extra caution. And I will show you the other places where if you're feeling too cautious or too upset, this may be outmoded body protection from your nervous system. For those who don't know about nervous system, I go into this a lot more in depth than other places, but this is a case of your body protecting you and sometimes overprotecting you from what it perceives as a danger. You don't have to give up on love. You don't have to give up on meeting a guy that you want to be with, on dating people. You don't have to do this, but you need to do it intelligently and with some brains. You just do. That's the world that we're in these days. So come to that free class, Dating Safely and Scam Free. It's on Thursday, May 21st from 7 p.m. Central till when we finish, which is usually a little over an hour. But if you have questions, I will stay and answer them. And I'm looking forward to seeing them then. And one of my tips is you need to keep an eye on your own drink when you're with a stranger from when it was made all the way up to when you consume it. And that's if they offer to get it for you or if you're getting your own. You just need to employ that kind of caution these days, I'm afraid. And listen, it's not new. I did this was 1982 when I was roofied. So it's been around a long time. But you're going to learn how to be safe, how to keep yourself from harm so you can relax. You can relax and date and have fun and find the guy for you because he's out there looking for you too. Thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. If you want to come to Dating Safely and Scam Free, go to my website, dianebrandonmoody.com. There's a link for you there on the top banner. You can go there, sign up, and we'll see you then. Thank you.